Yeah, and then you still got extra room over there. It just don't show there.
Yeah. So I just gotta.
I'll check from my phone.
Okay, I'll start posting it. We on YouTube. One for the load.
Yeah, see all that extra. Dang, come on, YouTube. See all that extra room.
What is going on? Uh-huh.
Look at all that extra room on the side of you.
Oh, okay.
So
I can actually turn it that way a little bit.
Move Daisy. Excuse me.
Daisy, you all in the video trying to dance and be all up on the video. Okay, so let's go ahead and.
Yes, ma'am. Say something to the people. She all sniffing the mic.
She likes the mics. She know what it is.
No, she wants some food. That's why she over here in my face. I know. Mama will cook you some ground meat and some rice, okay?
I got 2 phones.
You're so spoiled.
I'm going to get 2 more.
Look at how she grabbing my arm for dear life.
No, that's a sign of submission.
Is that what that is?
Mm-hmm. When a dog gives you their paw like that, they're telling you, I want you to touch on me, love on me.
Love on me, feed me. Look, she loves this. Look, she loses her mind. Look, right here in this area.
Mm-hmm.
Look, she can barely almost stay or keep her balance.
She's so cute sometimes.
I know, mommy, I know.
We're going to get this party started right. We're going to do this the right way. We're going to do it. We're going to do it crazy. We're going to have some bombs. Got plenty of bombs. I got so many bombs, man. It's like Hiroshima sitting up in here. I think people really got to understand that, we do this. Like, we for real do this. Like, this is not like a hobby or, you know what I mean? Like, this is for real a investment. We really take it seriously. We really take it to heart. You asked me about how we live our lives behind some of our investments, and I concur about certain things, and we really look at the markets and the marketplaces, whether it be digital, oil and gas, whether it be the automotive, whether it be political. We look at all that stuff. I mean, I have to be honest about that. I don't think people really get that about how we really approach this. Like, I don't really approach this like a game. I look at it as competition. Because if you're looking at CNN right now, or you're looking at, let's say, MSNBC or Fox or OEN or let's just say CBC, I think you're thinking to yourself, everybody's trying to vie for your attention. You see what I'm saying? And I think people really got to get the fact that I really put real effort into this report. The reason why I quit doing it 3 days a week, it isn't because I couldn't put out a report 3 days a week. I wanted to put out one report that hit the highlights so when you went into your weekend, you had peace of mind. You dig what I'm saying? Let me pull up the bomb machine. Ooh, it's like a new explosions. That's nuclear. Somebody in my house just got it. Oh, shotgun blast, drive-by. Oh! I know you love the sound of that. Let's get it popping. It's 7:03. We got 2 minutes. You know what we do for the first couple minutes? We let everybody get in here. We bring everybody together. We shout everybody out. So let's do that shit. Jeffrey, what up, fam? Wanda, good evening, ma'am. Eric Baker, excuse me, good evening. Shanta, what up, fam? Denise, I promised you something. I'm going to give it to you. Paul, I missed your conference call, fell asleep, but I'm up, ready for your broadcast. Paul, I need to holler at you about some other stuff, so we're going to talk later. AJ Jordan, what's the deal? DJ Holla. D Holla, man, thanks for all the support on Insta, man. I really love your vibe. I think your energy's good. Stephen Kaysen, good evening, sir. Ernest Jones, AJ Jordan, let's get to the Benny. T.H. Alfred is here. Alfred in the house. Louisiana in the house. Mike Fullard. Miss Bibby's here. Oh, my God. girlfriend's here. Oh my God. I love you.
You're so
Love
silly.
you.
Whatever.
I love you a lot.
No, you don't.
You love me too?
Yes, of course I
Ah! She likes me.
do. Oh my gosh, if you don't knock it
She
off.
likes me. Okay, guys. Okay, we good. Denise Keller, she said, I want some bombs. You gonna get them. D holler, you want the bomb machine? You ready for that responsibility?
Well, go ahead.
Go here, you can take it. If you ready. Ooh. Got me excited. Investment business, yes.
Wait, I can't.
Just swipe it up. Type in the code and you good.
I don't like it.
Sean Warfield, gang, gang. When you see me,
Okay,
I
there
say
we go.
gang. Frederick Stahlbaum, you're the man, Mr. Brando. You're the man. You're the man. I'm gonna tell y'all this. Y'all think I'm playing. All y'all tuning in, it really tells me you showing up. You know what I'm saying? Like, when you show up, it makes me show up. So I really try to really put forth the effort that you guys put into me. You know what I'm saying? When you show up, we get 200 people, 300 people on live. That's bigger and better than some platforms that have way more subscribers than us. I've never asked you one time to share a video. I've never asked you one time to share this with your favorite guru. But I will tell you this right now. This video right here, if you don't share this with your favorite guru or guru's site, and they can find fault with, I want all the smoke that comes with it. You feel me? All of it. Because what I'm talking about, none of them are talking about. They're still talking about unicorns, QFC, and this and that. And if Trump gets reinstated, dude, listen to me, man. I'm trying to really break it down to you to tell you the truth. The truth is what it is. Regina Taylor. Aloha, Josie. Paul. That's my guy. You know what I'm saying? That's my guy. Josie, Sean Warfield, Grant. That's my guy. Like that guy. He's a good guy. Margarita, man, she's good people. That's my lady, man, for real. She's good people. Trish. Hope everything's good with you too, man, for real. I'm doing well. Grant. Oh, they said Miss BB, her hair is fire. Grant, her hair is fire. Grant said, yeah, man, look at the scoops. Oh, the girls is out, I guess. I don't know, Douglas BB.
Scoops?
They talk about scoops on here. My guy.
There's no
Tamir,
scoops.
you know you my guy. That's my Twitter guy. Tamir, me and you got to collab on some Twitter stuff, man. You got to teach me this Twitter game.
I have my church dress on.
Oh, she's a church lady. Okay, y'all. Okay, y'all, I'm going to say this. Right now, we sitting at 70 people and 33 likes. Y'all, because I didn't want to do this anyway, but I'm going to do it anyway. So give me 50 likes right now. I'm going to get this party started. Daisy, stop. Come here, man. Tell these people what you need, man.
Some meat. You know, Daisy.
Aloha, Cindy. Good to see you, Douglas. I need 50 likes. I ain't speaking till I get 50.
You're almost there.
All right. When I get there, let me know. I'm serious, man. I put in 8 to 10 hours a day for 6 days a week doing this. If I don't have at least 30% of the likes that are on the live, why am I doing this for them? I could do it just for Financial Fridays. Of course. Daisy's scary. She ready to pull that pistol. You know what I'm saying? Daisy ain't scared. She ready to pull that pistol. But if I do this on Financial Friday, I get the group. I got a group. They pay. I do this for them. So my theory is, why do I do it for everybody else for free, and I do it for them, and they get a little different review of what I'm saying? But I'm saying that, damn, at least give me some respect on my name. On my name. I ain't never told y'all nothing that's fraud. You can put me up against any guru that's out there. Get your favorite guru to call me on my phone. Do you know my Google line?
No.
Man, if I knew my Google line by heart, I would tell you. Tell them to call me.
They could go back to the old show.
Yeah, go back to an old show. Pull up early.
It's in the description.
Tell your favorite guru to call me. See about me. I'm about my Benny.
Okay.
You feel me?
All you need.
I need 50. I need 50.
You got 3.
Man, they need to get to it. I ain't playing.
Do I need to sign up in my backup account?
Man, you might need to, because we can sit here all night and talk about nothing.
Let me see.
It could just be a party sitting here. What I'm about to tell you is gonna, if you're not convinced about what's happening in Iraq, what I'm about to tell you that's happening in Iraq right now.
Right now.
Are you playing?
No, right now.
Because it's my live, like, you good?
No, I'm ad-libbing. Okay?
Oh, okay, you ad-libbing.
I'm
okay.
your hype man.
Yo, you trying to get me? Okay.
I'm Flavor Flav.
Okay, so say that one more time. Okay, let me I got it now. So say it one more time. Okay. So what I just say? What I just say?
I don't know.
I said, if this don't make you be a believer, If you don't go invest in something right now, once I tell you this information, right now, I promise you, it's the real, man, the floor plan's nothing like the model. Okay. I'm telling you. There's a blueprint to this, and if I don't get 50, I ain't talking.
You got it.
48. No, I got 48. I'm looking at the screen.
You got to reset it.
I'm looking at the screen.
Oh, yeah. Your screen needs to update. Then.
Okay, what did it say?
Because right now, you got 49.
49. Okay, we can sit here and chill. So how was everybody's weekend, man? Were y'all good? Did y'all do anything fun? Did anybody go boating or have? Oh, there's 50. Okay, there we go. Okay, there we go.
It was coming.
Man, I ain't playing about my likes. I don't ask y'all for money. I ain't asking you to invest.
Be back. Okay, there we go.
I have to start this with this so you guys really understand, and this is a bomb, but you don't know it yet, okay? So I'm going to give you some information.
Color.
So you got the bomb ready?
Right.
Iraq is still under Chapter 6 of the UN Charter due to the existence of financial related matters with Kuwait worth 4.5 billion euros. Bomb. And if political and security economics crisis continue, the Security Council in Iraq may return to international tutelage. Bomb. There's two key words that you have to know. They're saying that we're in Chapter 6, not Chapter 4. That's important. The other part that you have to truly realize is that they're saying that if we continue on this path, we'll be in some type of international. International being the word, bomb, tutelage. So, the Ministry of Electricity confirmed on Friday the placement of 3 cities to implement a 5-year plan. A 5-year plan that they'll tell you right afterward has already been in existence and with new and generated capabilities, and they're determined a period for completion of solar energy and other projects within international companies. Bomb right there. You're going to understand. No, not that bomb ever. That's bullshit. Yes, give me my props. The ministry spokesman, Ahmed Moussaid, told the Iraqi news agency that the Ministry of Electricity has moved towards diversifying the electricity and the energy markets in accordance with the government directives and signed contracts with major international companies to implement projects and install solar plants as well as wind plants, pointing out the ministry signed contracts with Chinese companies Power, Giana, French Total, bomb, the source of UAE, bomb, Norwegian Scatec, bomb, to establish solar and wind power. Why would it be that Iraq is establishing solar and wind power that I could actually show you the actual documentation for before they're actually trying to make their currency worth anything? I'm going to show you why. First phase of these projects includes access to 7,500 megawatts. We all know that Iraq is in desperate need of energy to fill the energy markets that are inside of Iraq. They point at major companies that have been contractors are supposed to have started. Not supposed to, they're supposed to have started, bomb, construction on these stations. Explaining the ministry has proceeded with contracts. Listen to me. You can't sign contracts with a caretaker government. So that must have been taken care of before. That's a bomb. Please keep up with me because I'm not really going to repeat this later, okay? So feel me on this. You got to feel every moment of this. Stressing that the ministry was keen to distribute this energy to a governance of Iraq to be synonymous with the electrical power system within Iraq. So they're telling you right now, they've already done several things. The work will require administrative measures, including allocation of plots of land, stressing high coordination with the governors to complete these procedures in order to benefit the provinces with the projects. That's not the bomb. The bomb is this. They continue the ministry's plan, which we prepared long ago, necessitated a 5-year plan, and we can only assume that they accelerated such plan, middling delayed the ceiling from 5 years. Now, solar projects and wind projects from the medium term to the short term, from 2 to 3 terms, starting work early with the readiness to serve, and will rely on them to support electricity system and new generating capacities. Bomb. Dude, don't believe everything you read on a rag. You feel me? If you're going to read something, research it. Understand that reading something is not good enough anymore. There's enough fake news available, especially out of the Middle East, that will leave you conflicted about how things are actually going as far as your investments going. You currency holders are going to be fine. I'm going to tell you about that in a minute. Let me keep going. The government remains dependent on energy imports from Iran. Now, let me say that one more. That's a bomb. The government remains dependent on energy imports from Iran. And I can put a slash and put Turkey behind it. However, Iraqis say that successive governments have failed to develop the electricity network despite the passage since 19 years since the fall of the previous regime. How is it that Iraq doesn't have an electrical or an energy system that can actually help the whole government? I can tell you what, look at Texas. Look at Texas. Off of the energy grid, lights go out, we have problems, hurricanes hit, cold storms hit. We have the same problem here in Texas that they got in Iraq. Bomb. Dude, don't play with me. Don't tell me they should be advancing right here in this country with all the technical advancements and everything that's going on, then why don't we have the same benefits and factors that they do? And they said, guess what? Outages for long hours a day throughout the year. Sounds like last winter to me here in Texas. Long hours a day. I sat here with no electricity, no Wi-Fi. Don't play with me. Y'all sitting there thinking that Iraq is backwards when the real estate market inside of Baghdad rivals that of the UAE. Look it up. Google it now. And if you Google it, put a bomb behind it and look it up and then tell me in a minute. Just put bombs down. I want to see bombs. Google prices in Baghdad real estate compared to the UAE. Don't play with me. Listen, Linda, listen. The U.S. federal bank has $65 billion belonging to the previous regime. And it belongs to the Iraqi people, which Iraq can claim in accordance with Article 28 of the Iraqi-American Strategic Agreement of 2008, which allows Iraq to request economic assistance from America. How are we assisting those people when they already owe them that money? Remember, in Lebanese banks, they already had about $700 billion, right? Bomb. Over now in America, we got $65 billion. Bomb. Over in other banks and other places, there are others miscounted money. Bomb. And then they've already made almost $100 billion right now. Bomb. So when your favorite guru tells you that the Iraqi economy is not stable, please reference and note this, note and share. Iraq is still under Chapter 6 of the UN Charter. But remember, Alawi a few months ago did a meeting in front of the UN and announced that they were under Chapter 4, not 6, because of what they had already done. Look at how the news can try to betray you, but also look at the news as being a guideline for what you should be looking for. Boom. However, they owe 4.5 billion euros. Bomb. Remember the word euros throughout this whole conversation. Euros, okay? The media office of the Ministry of Finance said in a statement, under the guidance of the follow-up Minister of Finance, hold on. Let me say that again. The media office of the Minister of Finance said in a statement received by Shafaq News Agency, under the guidance of follow-up of the Minister of Finance, Ali Abdul Amir Alawi. Under the follow-up, that would lead you to believe if it's a follow-up, doesn't something have to precede that? I mean, I'm asking you as being a student of the English language. If I told you that something followed, I would think that something comes behind. Would that be? So when people tell you that things ain't happening, I'm telling you, things are always happening. You just don't see it because we don't read it word for word and define them. And 4.5 billion euros. Why is Iraq paying Kuwait in euros? Why? There's no call for it. No one's ever said that. No one's ever mentioned that. Why is there a 4.5 outstanding billing challenge against that? Euros is very interesting. If you haven't noticed, my last 3 videos have always said the road to Europe. I'm telling you, I'm going to take you down a path and it's going to lead right back to where I told you it was coming from. The World Bank to provide support to reforming the tax system inside of Iraq. where support will be provided to help Iraq enhance the effectiveness of the General Tax Authority with the support of the supported team funded by the Foreign and Commonwealth of the Office of the United Kingdom, which practices in helping authority to use modern technology to help starting practical practices internationally. Europe, Foreign Commonwealth of the United Kingdom. I believe they use euros there. Am I correct? Mm-hmm. I believe I am, right? Mm-hmm. So remember what I just told you. Remember where I'm going, okay? Okay. Italy affirms its commitment to Iraq to stabilize its government and its economy and gives Iraq a $2 million contribution in euros. Why is it you never hear about Iraq ever telling you about the reserves, but only in petrodollars, but never in euros? How many euros does Iraq really have? No one knows that. It's unknown and unknowable. Okay? Iraq previously mentioned Asia in its last contracts. Iraq is keen to maintain its supply of contracts with India and China. However, it cannot afford to lose these customers, especially because Asia accounts for 76% of the Iraqi crude since 2021. Contracts with China and India are long-term. However, legislation said it wants to contract refineries around the world for future exports. Iraq, therefore, wants to develop exports which could offer Europe in euros commercially alternate supplies to Russian crude oil. Despite a slight drop, 12% of Iraqi crude oil exports, usually around 50%, could go to Europe, could significantly increase the imports from Iraq to Europe. And that's not counting LNG. You feel me? Do you smell me? Does anybody feel me? Can I get a bomb or two? Can I get a light or something? Somebody tell me if I'm on the right track. I know I'm on the right track, but are y'all on the right train? Daisy, stop, baby. I know you get it. I'm trying to get them to get it. You feel me, honey? You get it. You understand what the kibbles and the bits is. We're trying to explain this to somebody. We can't scream at them. You feel me? We can't call them dumb no more. We got to be nice. Okay? We're going to be nice. We're going to be on our best behavior. We're not going to call nobody dumb or nothing, okay? Okay? We're not going to do that tonight. Okay? We're going to be good. Okay? You on my level, right? I know, right? Give me some dap. Give me some dap. I love you. Okay? We're back on our grind. Okay, let's do this. Hey. I know you want to tell them. Baby, I know you want to tell them. But you're going to spray them just like Daddy taught you, okay? Iraq's exports, potentially, however, go downstairs. I'm going to lock you out. You too excited. Iraq's exports, baby, you have to kick her out. She's too light. She's too ready for this. I'll hold these. Let me put these here. Y'all forgive this interruption. Daisy's too hyped up. So she's got to be like restrained. She's so excited because she heard this earlier and she went nuts. She went nuts on the Zoom. She went nuts now. She has to be removed. I apologize. We love animals, but Daisy's crazy. So she's hyped, okay? She knows my emotion. She knows how I feel. So I apologize. She match your energy. Yeah, she's going to match my energy. You know what I'm saying? I'm hyped. She's going to be hyped, okay? So please, bear with me 2 seconds, okay? Okay. Because we're about to get into these numbers. Iraq's export potential, however, is hampered by infrastructure constraints in southern terminals. So we already know in northern terminals, such as Basra and places like that have huge pockets of natural gas, that they are not under a renovation process. Current exports from Basra, the main port, are capped at 3.72 BPL due to damage to unloading infrastructure over the years. The EU ban on Russian oil imports by sea announced in late May is expected to further reshape global energy markets. Iraq itself is present and is a future major oil partner with Europe. Bomb.
You didn't give me your phone.
I got to do my own bombs now.
Yeah.
Really? Ow! Listen, Linda, listen. Yet another threat to Iran and Turkey. Why is it that Iraq was threatened by Turkey and Iran to cut off trade relations due to low water levels? Recently, Turkey and Iran came out and said they're going to not let them have any water. And Iraq said to them, Turkey and Iran, because of their cutting off the water from Iraq, which led to significant drops in the water level, they're not going to pay them. Iraq has always been afraid of Iran since Saddam left. Iraq pees down its leg every day in fear of Iran because of nuclear capabilities and because of trade deficits with Iran. Why all of a sudden now you don't get big kahunas, big brass, and tell them you ain't going to pay them? What do you know, Iraq? Who are you got relationships with that you could do that? Because you can't do that unless you got someone else to buy or sell. Because you got to remember, Iraq imports most of its food, most of its goods and commodities. They're telling them something because they know something. Don't get it mistaken. Do you feel me on this? How is it that Iraq is telling Turkey, and Turkey's been camped out in northern Iraq on the cusp of the border, telling them you're going to do what I say because we have more weapons. Now Turkey has the worst actual inflation in the world. Iran at this point turned off their nuclear cameras, and it's not because Iran has some badass nuclear capabilities. It's because they can't make nothing to blow up a house. They bought their technology from Russia. Yeah, the Russian ruble's doing fine. It's actually right now the best performing fiat currency in the world.
The Russian ruble?
Yeah! But guess what? It's trash.
Because you can't do anything.
You can't do it, dude. Let me tell you like this. If I had the best idea in the world and it could never be implemented, what's it worth? Nothing. Why do you ride somebody's D that's got nothing for you? Let me give you game. I'll give you some game. Can I talk a little bit? Is that cool? I mean, can I talk a little bit? I mean, I feel like I'm talking too much.
Did you already cover U.S. might buy oil from Iran?
They're not. Listen, there's no Iran deal now. Okay. Iran turned off their cameras to the nuclear capabilities.
Okay.
Iran just became Russia subjugate. They ain't gonna buy no oil from Iran.
Okay.
They ain't gonna further the exploration of nuclear capabilities. Think about this. Under just the guise of somebody thinking that maybe that somebody had nuclear capabilities, guess what happened to Iraq? That was the invasion to Iraq. If anybody thought Iran's nuclear capabilities were anything other than jerking off with sandpaper, NATO would be at their door and the U.S. would be kicking it in. Don't play yourself. I hear y'all haters out there, man. I get it, man. I get it. You want your guy to be the guy, man. Get it. I get it. I get it. But guess what? Your philosophy is flawed because you don't look at world economics. If anybody thought that Iran, just like North Korea, had real nuclear capabilities, they'd kick in their door and they'd take their stuff from them. They'd remove those people because guess what? You can only be in that nuclear deal if you're a part of that good old boy mentality. Mm-hmm. And you got to be part of the G7, the G6, all the way down, probably down to the G3. And even probably the G7, all of them probably don't have nuclear capability.
What about Saudi Arabia?
They don't have nuclear capability. They have nuclear plants.
I mean, about the U.S. buying oil from the
Saudi? Listen, America's going to sell its LNG to Ukraine and to the EU for the next 100 years probably because of this unfortunate accident that happened in Ukraine. Mm-hmm. If we have to buy oil, we always bought oil from Saudi and Iraq. Okay. This country's never been oil independent. Whoever thought of that stupid idea, tell them to call me. Don't put it in my comments. Just tell them to call me. I'll give you my personal phone number. Put your number in my comments if you got them. And if you don't, keep yapping because all you're doing is talking. I ain't talking about it. I'm being about it. This country's never been energy independent. Now we're in a position that we can actually sell energy to the EU at retail, not wholesale. It's not like Russia's selling its oil to China or India at $40 a barrel. Everybody else is selling oil at $150 a barrel. Who's a better capitalist?
Sound like America.
Kinda. But these America haters don't get that. These dollar haters don't get that. I told y'all this, the dollar ain't going nowhere. Why is the dollar at the all-time freaking high? It's ever been in 20 years. Please, somebody explain to me my own philosophy.
Inflation.
No, not at all. Dollar goods go up when you need a safe haven for investment. Everything costs more. You don't pay for it in rubles? What? You don't pay for it in rubles?
But no, I'm saying
inflation. Pay for it in yuan? I get what you're saying.
Yeah.
Inflation. But understand what I'm saying.
It's over 8.6%.
And guess what inflation runs in Turkey? 57%.
Mm-hmm.
So don't bitch about your predicament unless you've actually been in some adversity. You don't know what adversity is. You never faced 73% inflation in this country. Never. Even during the Great Depression, probably. It probably hit an all-time high of 35. But to keep it a buck, we don't face that here because we have safeguards and measures to stop that. Dude. Let's keep going. Can I keep going? Okay. Yet another threat to Iran and Turkey. Iraq threatens Turkey and Iran to cut off their trade relations to the lower water levels. Let me explain how this goes. Hakeem said Iraq parliament may not have another solution to respond to the two neighboring except legislate and the law of criminalizing commercial dealings with these two countries. We do not want to be forced into parliament to pass laws criminalizing trade and economic exchange with Turkey and Iran. Why all of a sudden does Iraq have all these like big cojones to be like, I'm not doing business with Iran? In the past regimes, other than this, when they would have never spoken about that, ever. Iraq was peeing down his leg every time the great Shiite clerk said anything. I'll tell you why. Volume of trade balance with Turkey exceeds $20 billion annually. And with Iran, $16 billion annually. While Iraq is satisfied with imports and does not export. So hold on. I buy everything from you and you dictate all this policy to me, but I don't get any say so? Understand how trade works. Okay, listen. However, on EU Day in Iraq earlier this year in May, for this reason, the EU is investing in the development of the entire agri-food value chain in Iraq to promote the needed diversification of its economy. This has proven to be all the more important given the rise in food prices globally, triggered by Russia's unprovoked, unjustified war on blank. Can't pay for food with reserves. You can't pay for food in the petrodollar. You can't pay for food in the petro-euro. You can only pay for food with your currency. Bomb. Can I get my props? Can somebody give me my flowers? Y'all. The media office of the Prime Minister said in a statement received by the news, Prime Minister said, the French Senate delegation headed by Nicole Duranton, a member of the council and the head of the Iraqi-French Friendship Group, knowing that the discussion witnessed strengthened relations between the two countries in various fields, and discussing the Iraqi government's efforts to launch policies to address the effects of climate change, economic and energy change, current plans for economic reform. As the delegation indicated, France will support these reforms, trends to the Iraqi economy. Why does it trend to the Iraqi economy? I'm asking. Does anybody know? Can I get a show of hands? Can you?
I can't see. My phone died.
Okay, your phone died. Here, let's do this. Let's go back to here. Let's push play. Let's get them like it's family. Mr. Brando and Miss BB. Look, bombs. Show it. Bombs. Good evening, all. Happy Friday. Good seeing you. How many times have you heard international? These conversations did not exist from 2010 to 2021. Paul said that. No one ever talked about Chapter 6, either or Chapter 4 for that matter. Love you, Miss Daisy. Bombs in the house. Bomb. To be honest, who really watches the Gurus? I sincerely only watch you. Thank you, Donna D. I love you, too. Mr. B, Iraq has quietly built their power, and now they are wielding it. Listen, the only way that they could possibly tell Iran and Turkey a middle figure statement about their trade and they owe them money is only if they had another trade partner and someone in Europe. Because see, Europeans are kind of like Americans. We pay top dollar for everything. If they're talking about giving them agricultural and food products, they're paying at retail because they're selling them gas and LNG at retail, not wholesale. There's not a discount given to this. You need it, we sell it to you. And that's what difference between the scared money that goes to OPEC because of production, they cap you out with what you can sell. But when you sell it commercially, you can sell it for whatever you want, which is called fair market value, in which most people have to be understand that apply to our channel is that we're truly capitalists. We're not truly sitting here trying to sell a product for cheap. We're trying to sell a product because it's worth what we sell it for. The price is as advertised. The floor plan is nothing like the model. You feel me? Criminalizing trade between those two countries. The volume of trade balance between Turkey exceeds $20 billion. With Iran at 16, that's $36 billion. However, I told you that on EU Day, they're trying to implement and cause people to start using the EU to be their food source, grain source, and everything else. Mustafa Kadimi affirmed on Wednesday that it's of great importance that the partnership with France strengthen the development of political, economic, commercial, and security fields. That's because they need their LNG. Remember we talked about earlier with Basra having that huge oil pocket or that gas pocket sitting up there, and they can fuel and supply all the oil, all the liquid natural gas that needs to go down to Iraq. So if Basra can do that, which is already not just a major player within the region, it's a major player internationally, that means that now, because of renovation, which tells you that it was already there, that they need to redo that pipeline and improve upon it to make it spigot it off and go off to the left, to go out through Qatar, to be shipped off into Europe. The meeting discussed military security cooperation. Who in their right mind would buy anything from the Russian military? If you were halfway, listen, I'm going to get crazy comments about this, and I'm going to say this to you now.
Didn't their stuff stop working?
Dude, that tanks, they didn't have gas. Dude, if you tell me something about Russia, I'm going to revert back to my statement right now. If I really thought you were actually halfway intelligent, get off the fucking short bus.
Who's referring you to that? Because
I get comments all the time. You think Russia is not doing the humanitarian thing? You freaking Ruski communist pig. Listen to me, let me tell you. You're dumb. You're dumb.
What did you say you were going to call?
I'm sorry. You're not dumb. You're uninformed.
There you go. That's better.
You're uninformed. And I apologize for my statement. You're not dumb. You're just simply not smart.
I'm uninformed.
Uninformed. I'm sorry. I'm trying to be nice. Dude, they went to war where they couldn't provide food or gasoline for their vehicles. Their economy collapsed. Yes, their ruble recovered.
And did some of their equipment
fail?
Yeah. I remember that.
Are you gonna buy? Listen, you guys like the Second Amendment, right? If you like the Second Amendment, spam the chat.
Well, and then how are you the aggressor and your own stuff is failing? That would be like us going to war, picking a fight.
No, it'd be like me picking a fight with a rock.
Well, I'm not, but
my arms work and my legs work, but I can't fight rock.
Well, think about equipment. If it doesn't work, how are you an attacker and you can't attack?
Let's say you want to do a drive-by shooting, but we ain't got no gas.
You don't have no bullets.
And the guns don't work.
Yeah, you're just gonna throw rocks.
Come on, man. Why are you playing with my crown?
But yeah.
Okay. The panel discussed severe ways to raise awareness in the approach supported by the EU and buy-in from Iraq government, identifying common understanding on how further support value chain stakeholders to improve competitiveness and unleash potential sectors, which, as a present and ongoing activities carried out through the agri-food business development. You wonder why Iraq is threatening Iran and threatening Turkey that they're not going to pay them, because they already know they're going to buy all their goods and services from France, Germany, Italy, and the EU. And they know they'll pay top dollar. So if you have your thinking hat on, why would I buy Iran's crap or Turkey's crap because they only sell them the worst things of the worst things for the worst reasons? Why would I buy their crap when I can buy EU stuff, which is much more westernized, so I can have a better society, better food culture, better grain, better everything. And guess what? You can't pay for that in petrodollar. You have to pay in your own currency. As they're paying in euro, you shall pay in dinar, thus rising the actual value of the dinar and making it a viable currency. You'll never see it hit the United States market via Forex because your average person that talks about QFX actually is kind of not smoking probably crack a lot. Probably. Crack.
When you're done, I have a question for you.
Shoot, I'm ready.
This doesn't really relate to that.
Okay,
And I
well.
don't want to throw you off, but why do we need Taiwan? Why don't we? Hold, let me finish. Why can't we open our own plants to do semiconductors?
It's cost. Americans want too much to work inside of a manufacturing plant. We demand $16 to $20 an hour. And in somewhere like Taiwan, they're probably paying them 3 cents an hour.
Well, okay, so I know that there's some manufacturing plants in Mexico. Why don't we do that?
Well, think about it. And I'll say this because Mexico does have major silver reserves and other reserves. I would think it would have to go back to either the way that they conduct business, meaning it might be not on the up and up, or it could possibly be because they know that the government, not the mining operation, will eventually screw them over.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
It's the same reason why people aren't doing business, why all this Iraq business isn't going to Northern Africa. It should have went to Northern Africa way before it went to Iraq. They just sold it at a discount. But their equipment's so run down and not doing well that they let it go during COVID. Mm-hmm. So they have to go somewhere like Iraq to say, I can get everything up and running within 8 months or 6 months. And they knew this 12 months ago.
I know this sounds crazy, but I'm gonna ask it because I know, when we have some manufacturing plants in Mexico now, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like big boys, like Sony, etc. Right? So you got Apple overseas, right? So why couldn't we open an operation like a major company, a semiconductor company in these other countries?
Because what would have to happen is kind of like Apple. I'll give you an example of what you just said. So Mexico and Taiwan or Vietnam or something like that.
I think they're in Japan.
Japan or something like that. Well, it's in China now.
China,
It's moving, okay?
China, yeah.
So think about this. If I could build an iPhone for 3 cents and I can sell it for $1,300, even if I have to pay the Chinese government, let's say $100 for each worker that does
that markup is awesome.
So if I have to go to Mexico and it doubles, it makes an iPhone $2,000. People may not pay that. And Apple's not willing to give up their margins. Margins are everything in business.
Right, yeah, I get that.
I'm trying to express to you, being sincere, why they don't open up. It's kind of like here. Why don't Americans work cheaper and say, look, the more we put out, the more we get? Because we've been conditioned to think that we have to earn more now because we got to get it today. We're not thinking about 2 years from now. And that's what I'm going to get back to that later. But that's why we want to change American business. I would love for America to buy Americans. Populism is a very good idea. Meaning that we buy American, we do everything American. But unfortunately, our Senate and our government's offshored everything. So it's not buy American. It's buy foreign. Buy it cheaper, buy it cheaper, buy it cheaper, buy it cheaper. It's not buy it better, it's buy it cheaper.
Then in the 80s, we had that NAFTA trade deal, and that made it doable.
It was comprisable, but it wasn't doable. People in America want to make $25 an hour. You know what the average? Does anybody in here? I would give someone. I'll pull this up. If someone could tell me the average income of an American person right now inside of the USA, within 1 second, I would probably tell them I give
about $50 to $60K.
No, it's $79,000.
Okay.
Do you know what that means?
I wasn't that far off, $60K.
Well, you're not, but I'm going to give you an example. $79,000 at an average and median American income is a lot of money.
It is, but when you have rent increases of 40%.
That has nothing to do with it.
I mean,
nothing to do with what I'm talking about.
I mean,
you're uneducated. You don't have a college degree. You're not advanced. Most of the other countries have way more advanced degrees than we do in this country. This country falls in like 8th or 9th in math, science, medicine, and all these other things. But they earn more money with a high school degree than these third world countries do with peasants. I mean, I don't mean call them peasants, but with people that are not educated.
You know the top career that people make the most money?
Mm-hmm.
What?
Mm-mm-mm.
It's sales. Sales. You do not have to have a college degree, and that is one of the top fields. Why? Because you're not paid for every top.
Hold on, I have a question. Jay empowers because our dollar is trash. Then why is the dollar the highest grossing currency and the longest withstanding entity economically there's ever been beyond the gold standard? And I bet that you're not going to exchange your dinar for yen or rubles. I would say that now. The dollar's not trash. You better pray to your holy God every day that the dollar never becomes trash. Because most of you, or my subscribers, are here in America, and you only have one option. You can only exchange it for dollars. And you can't take your little American passport and run over to Saudi Arabia and say, I'm going to open a bank account, because they won't do it. You're an American. You pay American taxes. You do American things. You're an American. Smarten up. Think beyond the shell of thought that you've had. You are going to exchange your money. If you're Canadian, you're going to exchange it for Canadian. If you're American, you exchange it for American. Why would you want to see the dollar fail? You should root for the dollar every day like it's your love of everything in life. Because that's what we're banking on. Why do I want a weak dollar if I'm going to exchange my currency? That's dumb. That's dumb thinking. Huh?
You said you weren't going to insult.
No, I said the thinking's dumb. I didn't say he was dumb.
Oh, okay.
That's like he said, well, when the dollar collapses, the dollar will never collapse. There's a petrodollar. There's a petro euro. You got to think beyond your scope. If energy runs the world, if oil and gas runs the world, why? Oh, go ahead.
No, Sam D made a comment. I can see it pop up.
Okay. I ain't mad at China. Without them, I wouldn't have a hobby. Exactly, Paul. That was big statement on their currency, bro. I think it went way over their heads. They don't get it. It is sunken in at this time. LOL. You got me going on industry. Canada is also growing big time production. 70. Funny how they passed out law like a thief in the night of Parliament. They didn't pass nothing. It's in front of judiciary. There's no passing of a law. Get it straight. Check your facts. Judiciary is going to decide if it goes or not. And I bet you $1 if I got a donut, it ain't going to pass. Because the caretaker government can't pass economy. But see, that's where y'all fail. Because, not fail, this is where y'all got to think. That's why Sauter did what he did. Because even if he has to dissolve Parliament, he can come back and say, this is the only thing I did for the people. The coordination framework didn't want to help you. No one wanted to help you. I wanted to help you. You need to give me absolute power. So don't vote your unfavorable politician in. Vote for me. It's ultimately, it's chess. Not 3D chess. There's no such thing. We think Sauter is going to leave Parliament. He can't. Y'all listen. To dissolve yourself from Parliament, you have to be voted by a majority or 1/3 vote or half the vote plus one. By the time they get to the 5th or 6th person that gets out of Parliament, because they hold the majority, they don't have 1/3 plus one. The math don't add up. Keep up. Think. They can't do what they're talking about doing. Aluminum futures are strong for 10 hat squat. That's funny. The aluminum hats. That's funny. That is funny. So when I read this stuff about, he's going to dissolve Parliament, he can't. The only thing he could have done is try to dissolve it because he holds the 2/3. But even Sauter knew he didn't hold 2/3. He holds about 160. He's 10 short. It's a game trying to pressure the other people to do what you want to do. That's it. Now, Baghdad can buy the missing componentry from the energy crisis from the actual Kurdistan region to empower the whole Baghdad and other parts of Iraq to make them good. it's so funny that you consider this country changing its energy infrastructure to go from exports on more for the commercial side instead of the petrodollar side. The EU pays that in euros, establishing a trade agreement in all facets, which we discussed earlier about the euro and the dinar. Because as they have investment come into Iraq, they're going to have also people invest inside of their stock system because it's basically very, very small. And they're also going to have the opportunity to pay for grains, agriculture, other things in dinar, strengthening their currency. What everybody's been hoping that the U.S. actually gives this some type of credence is not. I've been saying this for months. I'm going to say it till I'm dead. I'll say it till probably I can't say it no more. All roads lead through Europe. And that's why China did the Silk Road Agreement a year before this whole invasion to Ukraine. They knew. Everybody knows. The government is still dependent on energy imports from Iran. While Iraqis say it has failed to develop Iraq's electrical system, why is it that they have a gas system set up inside of the Basra region? Kurds got plenty of liquid natural gas to sell for energy. The first option is related, listen, they're talking about options that could restore the government. First option is related to the Alliance of the Coordination Framework. We're going to skip that. Let's skip that. It doesn't matter what the Coordination Framework is saying. Let's skip that. I want to note this before I check out because it's going on a long time. The Iraqi news agency about electricity, the ministry has signed contracts with China's Power, Jena, France Total, Emirati Mastar, and Norway Skatat. Alliances to establish solar powered plants while creating hydrogen plants. This is simple. You have solar, you have water, you can create hydrogen, you can have a plant. They're going to make a hydrogen plant inside of Iraq, export all the natural gas and crude because they realize that running on hydrogen is much cleaner than running on liquid natural gas or crude, and therefore they're going to export the heroin into the system, in the European system that they want or need until they can get off it and get on their own hydrogen type system, and then they're going to go forward. That's a bomb. Solar projects within the medium term, they're talking 1 to 2 years, which they've already started several years ago. And if you saw that article that came out in some dinar rag that said that they're going to, this opinion piece that said, hey, look, we really want to make the Iraqi dinar 100,000 to 1. That is a 0.001. There's no dropping of any zeros. Come on. The value with the reserves, the stolen funds, Sweden, Lebanese, Iran, USA, banks, they have almost $1 trillion in reserves without that between the dollar and the euro. And abandoning trade partners like Iran and Turkey with trade partners they've had for centuries, if not many, many years. Iraq will lead its region into prosperity through the European investment market, much different than the American market. And with that great confidence, their currency holders will reap great benefit. But as I always say, stock money spends forever because Europeans believe in stock markets. Check out Sweden's, check out the EU's, check out Germany's, check out Russia's, check out anybody. Everybody lives off the stock market. And that's where your foreign investment, your private sector is going to come from. Y'all, this was a great discussion. I really enjoyed it. Did you like this? Mm-hmm. Did you want to talk about anything, baby girl?
No, I'm good.
You can go through these if you want.
No.
Just if you want. I'm just gonna. I've been talking and talking and talking. We're done. You know what I mean? Just if you don't see nothing good, we're out of here. Shout out to everybody that leaves a positive comment. Shout out to everybody that gave a like. Shout out to everybody that believes in the cause. Shout out to everybody that doesn't believe in your local guru. Shout out to everybody that's beyond the quantum physics system. Shout out to everybody that really understands how real trade and commerce works. Shout out to everybody that really just tuned in today. Thank you. I really appreciate you.
Hi, Donna. I'm going to read yours. By the way, we are quoting 52-week delivery on new semiconductor orders, as is all manufacturers we see in continuing into 2024.
So, the start of the run is now. It goes through 2024. Precious metals and getting allocation. So, oh, my belly was showing. I'm sorry, y'all. Got a big belly. But I'm telling you guys, man, There's no stopping what's going to happen. They've already signed the contracts with Total. They got to ship him LNG. The renovations have to be underway. They have to trade in dinar with the euro as opposed to buying agricultural goods because it's commercial at that point. It's not petro graded. If you don't share this with your favorite guru, I'm going to see this all over the blogs in a few days. I'm being really honest. And if your favorite guru thinks that they really have an idea, really, truly, that's semi-intelligent, that's not going to tell me about, I don't care if they're stupid.
They said great show.
Appreciate the
weekend.
Yeah, man. Man, tell them to call me, man. We can do a show together. I'll collab with anybody in the dinar space here on out. I want to hear their opinion. I want to hear what they're talking about. And if somebody tells you they got I'll tell you like this. If somebody tells you they can see bank screens, they're a liar. I know people that work in banks, and I ask them every day, do you see this? And they say no. So how is it that you see some backwards bank screen that nobody sees? Quit playing yourself.
Oh, yeah.
What happened?
Nothing. I was waiting for you to.
Well, yeah, listen. My wife wants to go watch The Boys. And I do too. And I want to eat pizza. We should order pizza. Let's eat more pizza.
In the refrigerator.
I don't like that
last night.
I know, but I want real
We'll
pizza.
order pizza, babe. I love you too.
Baby says we can get pizza. Y'all have a blessed evening.
Good night, y'all.
Hey, and tell your guru to call me. If they got balls, if they got big breasts,
Why ain't gonna call you?
you ain't scary. You scary? You scared of the game? If you ain't scary, call me. Let's talk about this, baby. You know how we get out. I love you guys, man. You guys are good people, man. Thank you for tuning in. Thank you for your support. Thank you for doing what you do. Thank you. That's all I can say. I can't tell you enough. Tell your gurus to call me, man. I got a question for them.
Hey.